beautiful in New York. Like I wish I was back in New York so badly.
Me too. I'm in Chicago working on the score for the movie.
So good.
So, you know, it's chill. It's chill.
Um,
How I was gonna say how you managing in this quarantine. I know, but maybe you want to tell some people. It looks like you're managing pretty good.
I mean, yeah, look, this is such a crazy time, and honestly, like it's so uncertain, and like we don't know what's going to happen or when this is going to end. But working with Jimmy and then our producer Raul, we've been writing a bunch of stuff. We're coming out with a couple scripts, maybe one that I'm going to direct. Who knows? But it's been
Yes, you
really nice. Like
are.
I've yeah, and I've just been really focused on my work, and like me, you, and Raul every day. Like we go for like an hour and a half, and we Skype, and like I think that you guys have seen on my stories, and like Raul's and Jimmy's as well. We've just been really working hard because we want to make films, we want to make TV shows, and in times like these, like it's really hard. We don't know what's going to happen to the industry at this point, so we've just been kind of putting our minds together and creating amazing stories. And I'm so excited for you guys to see what we're doing. I mean, it's so cool. And also, like, even being able to be in the birthday cake, like it's Jimmy's first film that he's directed, and he's so good, so talented, and
Thank you,
you
Ash.
know. But we've been friends for so long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be able to work with friends and people who you trust. And you made a fucking amazing film. Like honestly, like I
You
was in the
know,
editing room. You guys saw like me in the editing room. It's literally, it's so good. It's really fucking good. Yeah.
well, that's because people like you have supported it from day one. And I gotta say to anybody who's an Ashley fan, which is everybody, she she didn't have to fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like you didn't. And this is the second movie we try to do. We try to do another
Yeah.
movie, but like a few years ago. But like most independent films, it didn't go through. For one reason or another. But Ashley from the beginning was like, I'm down. So then we were able to shape the character around you, and
Yeah.
that was really helpful. And it made it that much more fun because when you're doing it with your friends and you kind of bouncing ideas back and forth, and
Yeah.
when you came up on the first day, right away it's like you had a wedding ring on all of a sudden. All of a sudden Tommaso, who's played by Jeremy Allen White, all of a sudden, that was your boyfriend, but then it was your husband all of a sudden. On
Yeah.
set, in real time, it elevated and it made everything better. And when you're working with your friends and you trust each other, and there's like room to be able to say things like that, it just
Yeah.
makes everything that much more fun.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like because obviously we've been friends. Me and Raul have actually worked on projects together previously, and then also me and Shiloh
Hmm.
Fernandez. If you guys, yeah, saw our movie, Chronically Metropolitan. I've known him, and we've been very close for years now. And just to kind of be able to go back into our friend group and make an amazing project together, and then also like meeting Jeremy. Like me and Jeremy met literally the night that we started filming, and it was just instant connection with all of us. It was such a good vibe. Like it was so cold and so late in New York, but we were just all so excited to be a part of
Yeah.
this film, and like to be able to work with friends. Like that's what was smart about you and your casting. Like there's nothing better than being able to trust people and work with people who you love, who are so talented and who have your back and who supports you. And like for you being a first time director, like I mean, you nailed it, but it was because you surrounded yourself with like such positivity, and like there was never 1 second that things went wrong. Like it was one of the most smooth films I've ever been on, and it says a lot to you because you always you set the bar really high for kind of like the atmosphere on set and the vibe, and it was very chill, and everyone was just really happy to be here and make an amazing project. So I mean, it was really, really nice. And then also
Yeah.
working with Sean. So Sean, the
Yep.
DP, I worked
Sean
with him
Price
on a movie
Williams.
called Sean. He's Sean Price. Like does all the Safdie movies. Like he's incredible. But I met him 2 years ago on a movie called Her Smell with Alex Ross Perry. Love you, Alex. And me and Sean just had a very crazy bond, and I respect him so much as a filmmaker, as a DP. Like his vision, his art, like everything is just so iconic and different. And when I heard that he was going to be the DP for this, I was like 100%, like I have to do this. And like, how was it for you, Jimmy, like working with someone like Sean, who's like so amazing?
Well, I gotta say, like, I remember I met Caleb Lonnie Jones right after he did Heaven
Heaven
Knows
knows what.
What.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him in Las Vegas where I was recording some music, and I wasn't doing any film, just stuff for myself, and I spent like 2 weeks a month with going out with Caleb to the casinos, smoking, drinking, gambling. And he was telling me about this film, and he was telling me about this DP, and I didn't know who Sean was. And then I saw the film when it came out, and I was blown away. And then I saw the next one, Good Time, and I was like, that was great. And then I went
Amazing.
into his stuff, and then as soon as I started talking with Raul about who I wanted to shoot the film, there was no question asked. The urgency that he commands,
Yeah.
when he films is amazing. And
Yeah.
he, and I don't want to say too much, but like, when Raul and I were trying to get a hold of Sean, we finally got a hold of him. We met him at a bar, this bar that him and a lot of filmmakers around New York go to.
It's so good.
KGB bar. We went
Yeah.
there, and Sean reminded me of the guy Lester Banks, from Almost Famous. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, it sounds like you got a good film, but you missed it. It's over. Indie filmmaking is done. And then I'm like, well, let's say if we get everything together and we work it out, are you interested? And then we kept kind of talking to him about him, and he was so fucking cool, man. I'm nobody to him, He didn't know who I was, but he he kept the conversation going, and he treated me like an equal. And I gotta say,
Yeah.
like, I respect him more than I respect so many people, and especially someone as talented as him. And then when I would go to his house when we were starting to do it, his house has got DVDs and
Yeah.
VHSs and everything all over. He's probably got laser discs, and then he would show me. I would tell him kind of what I'm like. I kind of fuck with this and this, and then he would say, "You mean like this?" And he would show me a movie, and I'm like, "What is this film?" And then I referenced The Godfather once because it's a mob movie, and he shut me down so fast. He goes, "You're never allowed to reference that film ever again. I'm gonna send you some old Japanese mob movies." Like, he sent me,
He
like,
would.
was it Yakuza Suicide and some other stuff. And
Yeah.
I went and I watched all these other movies, and then I started to understand what he was saying, and like and where the excitement was. And these were the pioneers, and the camera movements, and like the whips,
Yeah.
and like the anarchy, like. And he had me right there, and then we started to develop this idea on how we were going to do it. And I gotta say, I was purely a student working with him.
But that's the
Purely a
best,
student.
isn't it? Like that's what I love too. Like even when I did like Spring Breakers with Harmony or Her Smell with Alex Ross Perry, like working with certain filmmakers, it's such like I felt like I was in school again, and like being able to learn and go behind the camera, and like Benoit, who was the DP for Spring Breakers, does a lot of Gaspar Noé. Felt like he's talented, and then I could see Harmony. I got to see like how James worked as an actor. Like it's just you really get so lucky with who you're able to have an opportunity to work with. And every day is literally like a class in college or high school or whatever. Like I didn't go to high school or college. I was homeschooled because I was working. But like I treat every film that I do, and honestly, even Birthday Cake, like, I was very interested in like what was going on. Even the line producers, what you guys are talking about, you and Sean, or, you and Raul, or how you handle the actors. Like every moment on set is a moment that you can learn and get better and grow. And that's why I love making films and TV shows. Like I love, kind of going behind the scenes. And now that I've been doing this for so long, I'm pretty sure I'm confident enough to direct a film. But it is because like I am so interested in like the behind the scenes. Like that brings me so much joy, and like I'm so motivated to like kind of do that.
Yeah, you have that hunger. You got that thirst.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so, like, you in your scenes you work with Clara McGregor, amazing
Yep.
up and coming actress.
Love her.
Great. You guys had you and Shiloh and Jeremy all went to high school together in the film, and the chemistry you guys had off the bat. I know
It
you
was
and Tara are
immediate.
on from before.
Yeah.
And you know, just to see the way you guys all work together and the chemistry, to bring it back to Sean, there's a chemistry between the DP and the actors. And
Yeah.
again, this is my first feature, so I was learning that in real time, watching you and Sean, who have worked together, just
Yeah.
watching the chemistry and how you guys would maneuver and block it and stuff. But you know, watching you guys was great. And then there's also Louis Guzman, who is
I can't. I'm so no, and
and
Jimmy, like, you know, I told you. Okay, so you guys, I came on
yeah,
set to film the first night, and I didn't know that he was in the movie. Like, I just didn't know. I wasn't paying attention or whatever. And I get to set, like, I'm getting my hair and makeup done, and I see him come in, and I was like, whoa, like, why is he here? I'm such a fan of his work. Like, he's literally amazing. And
yeah,
he was like, dude, he's in your scene. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yes, he's playing the Uber driver. I've never been so kind of like taken aback and very insecure, because like I just love him so much. He's such an amazing actor. And the fact that I had to do a scene with him, I was just like, oh my God. But he also came on so warm. Like, I met him for 5 minutes. We rehearsed with you a couple times. And then we were in the car shooting the scene, and it was amazing. And the one thing that I love about you, Jimmy, and also like people like Harmony and like Alex, you allow people to have moments to improv. And like,
of course,
you know, with like me, Jeremy, and like Charlotte, like Lewis, like we all got to have, you know, we did it as it was written, and then you really allowed us to play with it. And like what we were able to create together, and even with Sean with like, you know, moving the camera or whatever, it was so nice and so freeing. And like that's also what I love about doing films and making films with people like you, is because you do allow the actors to have their freedom. And I think that's the most authentic thing you can ever do, because I love, you know, I love movies that are like guerrilla style and like very raw and real and vulnerable, and like there are those imperfections within a film. Like it's not just, you know, word by word. I think it's so nice to like be able to be in the moment, act in the moment, and see what happens. And usually those moments are the things that make the films amazing. Like, you know,
yeah.
but I'll never forget. It was so fun.
The way you guys, you know, as soon as we, you know, Louis was just giving me the look. He's like, let me know when it's time, when I can go off. And we kind of like, we ease it out, and then we just go for it. And then he just started jumping in, and you know what we ended up keeping was a lot of that, you know. And
well, when I was in the editing room and I saw all those lines that he was saying, I was like, what the fuck? Like that was never. He was like, no, that's just what he did. I mean, it's fucking genius. So good.
And for you know, I'm new to this, you know, like, but you know, I've led people improv that were newer actors and then more skilled and seasoned actors. And if there's anybody who's like a new sort of director who wants to direct watching, it's like, it's not that an actor can or can't improv. Everyone does well in different scenarios and different incentives, you know. So like, you know, you just change the incentive a little bit. Tyler Dean Flores, who's in the film,
I love Tyler so much.
A young up and coming actor
he's going to be,
you know,
an amazing actor.
He
is. He already
took me aside early on and said, Jimmy, change the incentive. Don't say more or less, you know. And I got to, you know, hear all this and from everybody from different generations, and kind of gather all the information and just, you know, figure out in my head and use deductive reasoning and logic and go with my instincts. And instincts is a big one. But I got to learn so much from all you guys. And a huge thing also for people who you know are trying to direct and stuff. Ewan McGregor said something really interesting to me, was about blocking. You know, how he, you know, that a lot of actors, you know, you can get a different sort of performance if you don't give the actors blocking, you know. And it depends what kind of film you're. If it's more like, if it needs to be planned out and you have millions and millions and millions of dollars, maybe it needs to be more choreographed. But like if you're doing independent filmmaking, actors, you know, and I tested out on myself, you know, I set a line over here and then I sat down and sat over here, and then I'm like, that felt forced because I knew I had to move there and sit there. But if you allow the actors to kind of get their own blocking, and then the scene can feel a lot more smooth. And fortunately for me, Sean was okay with that. Sean was like, let's let the actors. And for people who don't know what blocking is, it's when you do a scene, you say, say a line right here, take 5 steps over there, then go to the refrigerator. But if you allow them to go naturally wherever they want, and then you kind of watch it in rehearsal and then shape and curate the scene around the movements, I saw, when you barged into the bakery in your scene and you just ran up to Clara and Shiloh, like, it was amazing. It was energetic because you could have gone anywhere you wanted. And
Yeah.
and Sean, whipping the camera around, and it adds so much, man. It takes what Raul and I and Shiloh did writing and all that. It takes it and it really elevates it to another level. When you have people giving people freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have what I wanted to talk to you about really quick. We were talking like a few weeks ago, and you were telling me how, this is just me nerding out, you were telling me kind of how you did Spring Breakers and how, because we're talking about doing a feature that we're working on together that Ashley is going to direct, and it's really dope. I don't want to say a lot about it, but I was asking you how you guys did that, because we know how we did our film, and you were saying how you all kind of just piled in a van, and then Benoit would just be changing gels, and I don't know, like,
Yeah,
do you remember what you said to me?
yeah, so like basically, when I first got that film, I went to Florida, and it was at first me, Selena, Vanessa, and Rachel, and then Harmony, and we would get together every day basically and rehearse and just kind of go through the motions of the whole script to get each other's characters. I'll never forget, me and Vanessa, she put her wig on for her character Candy, and Harmony was like, go out in St. Petersburg, Florida, go out to the bars, you and Vanessa, and be Britt and Candy, like go out in character and see what happens. So like we did, and it was so fucking fun, like just kind of exploring, like I don't know, like just these different places, like where Britt and Candy would go. And so we go to like ratchet places and like rap and like, it was kind of like a limit. And then we filmed ourselves the whole time, and we would send stuff to Harmony. He was like, show me what you guys do. And like, so it was kind of him allowing us to find ourselves in these characters, because before we even got to Florida, Harmony was sending me like mood boards and like a ton of, spring break footage, whether it be like, passed out people on a lawn or like naked girls or whatever. Like he gave me the mood board. He goes, this is what you have to, kind of be for the next month and a half. And I want you to start now before you get to Florida. So it was very interesting. But also after we rehearsed and then we started filming, we would get our daily sides, but Harmony would just say, we're not doing that. Just go with your instincts. You know the characters so well. You already know the story so well. And to be honest, in the script, there wasn't a lot of dialogue. It was a lot of action. There wasn't much words. It would be mostly for like James Franco's character, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And our character was just kind of there. And he did that purposely.
So James Franco's character had most of the
lines,
dialogue. Got it.
Yeah. And we had dialogue, but it would be like here and there, and it'd be more, just action oriented. And a lot of the scenes in the film, specifically one that we're in the parking lot and we sing Britney Spears and like we reenact like the robbery scene at the diner.
Iconic scene.
It's so good. But I was really hungry for ice cream, and like I told Harmony, I was like, do you guys want to get ice cream? He's like, yeah, let's go get ice cream. So we walked across the street from where we were filming, and he brought Benoit, and he was like, hey, like let's just get you props for like liquor and like drinks and whatever, and just start like singing Britney Spears and then reenact the robbery scene. He was like, I'm gonna film it, I'm gonna have Benoit come over here, and that made it in the film. But like I just thought that he was just filming it just to film it. But a lot of those little moments like that actually became huge moments. They were never in the script. He fully just allowed us to be ourselves, because he made us know our characters so well to where it wasn't us at all. Like when I went to bed at night, I was still Brit. You know what I mean? Like, and that was really cool. And even like with me, Vanessa, and James, the bed scene where he's jumping on top of the bed, that wasn't anything. He just made us go into the bedroom. He gave us 5 minutes to kind of look around the space and get used to it. And me and Vanessa were like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we don't even know. You know what I mean? But James was already like full alien, like you know, becoming that character. He never really got out of character, to be honest. But he was already kind of eyeing like what he would pick up, like even the knives and like, you know, guns or whatever. And so 5 minutes later, we're just kind of in this environment where it's just us three. And then Benoit just comes in with the camera and we just start. And
Oh,
it
wow.
was 3 hours of film. Like, Harmony would let us go for like 30 minutes, then cut, and then we'd go for 45 minutes. I mean, there
Whoa,
was a
really?
point
That
that,
long?
yeah, there was a point that James lit the bed on fire because he was smoking joints and the bed caught on fire, the sheets did, and we had to stop filming. But like, you know,
So
there's
you
a
guys,
lot of
were you
what?
guys smoking? Were you guys smoking weed?
Um, we were smoking fake weed, which actually made us all
Yeah.
throw up. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
When you get like all, when you're ingesting all that stuff, it was, I mean, it was awful. At one point when what's his name, Gucci came, you know, like he obviously had real weed, so we were like, okay, like we might as well
Okay.
just smoke the real thing in the
Yep.
strip club scene. So we did, and he, I mean, he was
Nice.
just like, you know, he's also a little teddy bear. Like, he is an angel. I love him so much.
The
But
talent
yeah, like,
angel.
he's so funny. But yeah, like when he would come on, you know, things would be a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, smoking fake joints and cigarettes and all that stuff, it's just so disgusting and horrible. I mean, I'd rather have the real thing at that point, and it gets you into character. But again, it's like it depends on, yeah.
You know, when we were shooting your scene we actually shot it at Fortunato Bakeries
Yeah.
in Williamsburg, and Mario Fortunato is actually my landlord in Brooklyn, and a lot of family came, you know, a lot of links, you know, people helping out, and but you know, Jeremy was smoking, he's smoking
Real
cigarettes
cigarettes,
in the
right?
scene,
Yeah.
but you know, but inside, you know, out of respect to the bakery, you know, he's smoking fake cigarettes, and then we would cut, and then he'd go outside and smoke a real cigarette, and then he'd
Yeah.
cut, and he'd come back in, he'd smoke a fake cigarette. It was just a completely
Yeah.
it was pretty wild. Those fake
Yeah.
cigarettes smell like shit, though.
They smell so bad. I mean, it's so, they're awful. They're awful.
Yeah.
And they make you sick. Like, I remember when we were filming Spring Breakers, James had to keep smoking all these blunts. And I was walking by his trailer and he was just vomiting profusely because it's so much and it's just so
Oof.
bad. It's so bad. I mean, we all just got so sick. It's horrible.
So,
But
so
movie
Ashley,
magic.
you got something potentially coming up in June or July, right?
Yeah, I can't talk about it though.
Um, yeah, yeah.
I wish I
What's
could.
the just what's the vibe out in Los Angeles where, you know, with I don't know if you know, like I don't know, like because that's where I mean Hollywood, that's where like the industry is and shit. I don't fucking know. I live in New York, but like, what is it? You know, you're around people. What are people saying? Like, to
I
you
mean,
know, what are there's so many all our crew members are all our boys. You know, like from
yeah,
the line producers to the props to just everybody.
yeah.
You know, everyone needs to get back to work when it's safe and ready. But what's the word on the street?
I mean, to be honest, it's so difficult and like it's really sad just because like again, when I'm involved in a project, crew members, everyone, but I mean, the actors obviously are like very important, the director and all that. But like, I am such a person who becomes best friends with everyone on the outside of being behind the camera. Like,
That's
every
true.
crew member is literally my best friend because without them, I wouldn't have a job. It's not about being an actor. You know what I mean? Like, it's about everyone coming together and making something
Takes a
amazing.
village, yeah.
It takes a village, but like, you know, actors wouldn't be employed without these people or, you know, whoever. The crew members are just so special to me and like are my full support system because without them, I wouldn't feel comfortable as an actor being behind a camera, having to do the scenes that I have to do. You have to trust, you know, who you have to be vulnerable in front of. And, you know, they work their ass off and I don't know what's going to happen. And that's why, you know, unfortunately, I feel like it's going to be another 6 months of like not doing
Yeah.
anything. I don't know. I mean, I was supposed to be filming a movie right now and it's gotten pushed to, you know, I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I
Who
have
knows?
2
Yeah.
films that I'm doing in the summer as of now, but who knows if it's going to happen. So that's why, again, you know, right now is such an important time to be creative and to write your thoughts down and write ideas down. Like we've been doing that now for, you know, the last month and a half, and just start creating because I don't know when the next opportunity is going to, kind of come up for me to even read another script or like do something, because we don't know when anything is going to be able to be back on its feet again. I mean, I think maybe 2021, which is insane. I hope it's sooner,
Yeah,
but like we have to be safe and obviously cautious, and like that's the other thing too. Like with this whole coronavirus, it's like, yeah, we have certain dates like May 15th for LA, but that doesn't mean that you just go out and you go out to bars, you go out to restaurants, you go out in public places. Like you still have to be careful, or else it's never going to end. So for me, I know I'm going to still be staying at home besides seeing you and Raul if we
yeah,
start riding and stuff like that. But like, you have to stay safe. You have to protect yourself, because this is going to be a forever thing for a minute if we don't, but we have to stay home. Like you have to stay home. And, I want to learn a piano. I want to learn an instrument. Like, I don't know. I'm learning French. Like, I'm just kind
mm,
of making things up to do because I'm so bored. But again, just things
yeah,
that are creative, and like, that's really helping me get through everything.
yeah. We're we're fortunate enough to have heat and where I'm at, a pool, iPhones, to be
Yeah.
able to, you know, like for us, every night when we talk on the phone, like when all of our nights, mine, Ashley, and Raul, my producing partner, who was a producer on the birthday cake film that we're talking about, like we were saying, we're working on Ashley's a film for Ashley with Ashley, and every night we get together and we're all tired, whatever, from whatever it is that we're doing, and we just get on the phone for an hour to 2 hours sometimes, and we're writing in
Yeah.
real time, just coming up with ideas, and it's pretty fun, it can
Yeah.
get pretty, we're all going through stuff. It can get pretty dark during the day sometimes, but at night when we get in there, after we start rolling and we're just coming up with ideas, and
So
we're like,
nice.
fuck that, that bitch has got to be more ratchet, you know, fuck a gun, get her a shotgun, and that shit's so fun. It makes
Yeah.
everything work, and Clara's always in bed. I'm trying to keep it down,
Yeah.
so I'm not too loud. But anyway, it's been really fun, and Ashley, I gotta say, you have been a G from the beginning.
Love you,
You have
Jimmy,
been
so much.
so supportive, and you hopped on the project really early, and I feel so fortunate to have people like you who fuck
Ooh,
with me, and
thanks.
like and who are as talented as you, and ambitious, and are fast. Like it's amazing. It's amazing, and like so thank you for doing the film,
Dude, I fucking love you,
and
Jimmy. Come on. Thank you for letting me be part of it. Honestly, anything for you.
of
And
course,
then
of
here's
course.
for future things. Like, dude, only the beginning.
Yeah, only the
So
beginning.
excited.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited to watch you grow and to see where you go, and I know where you're going to go. And I can't wait for all your fans and all the people who who look up to you, and everything from style to anything. I'm just excited for everyone to see where you're going to go, because I gotta
Yeah.
say it's going up. You know. So
Yeah.
so thank you. I'll let you go back and do some
All right. Love
laps.
you, Jimmy. I'll see you later
But
tonight for work.
all right,
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Birthday cake. You are literally going to be obsessed with it. But thank you for joining. We love you. Bye.
adios, adios.